Ifeoma, her twin sister, quietly watching herself in a mirror as she applied a colorful substance to her lips. From the narrow village path came Ikenta, the man every girl in Okiko dreamed of having, the one who schooled 5 villages away. Ikenta was the same man who often helped the king and villagers translate English communications from the government. His steps were confident, his face warm with intention. He had just returned. As he entered the compound, Ifeoma's heart lifted for a brief moment. She believed, as she often did, that this time he might have come for her. But Ikenta's eyes did not linger on Ifeoma. They moved past her, settling only on Ifunaya. He approached Ifunaya and placed the gift into her hands. The meaning was clear. The gift was not shared. It was not a mistake. It was meant for her alone. Ifeoma felt something break inside her, but she pretended to be fine. She watched as Ifunaya held the gift, surprised and unsure, while Ikenta stood before her, speaking with affection. In that moment, the truth settled deep into Ifeoma's chest. Once again, love had chosen her sister. Ifunaya. She thanked Ikenta one last time before seeing him off. On her way back, she realized that the compound suddenly felt smaller, too small to contain her sister's pain. Ifeoma turned away, her fists clenched, her steps unsteady as she left the compound. Ifunaya remained frozen in place, holding the gift like a burden she never asked for. That night, Ifunaya gladly offered the gift to Ifeoma. "Ifi, you can have it," she said with a soft and pleading tune. "I mean all of it. I don't really need it." Ifeoma smiled and thanked Ifunaya, though the smile did not stretch fully across her face. That same night, Ifeoma paced the room, thoughts raced through her mind. "So, I can have all the gifts. Ah, Ifunaya, my twin sister is wicked, oh. Why didn't she say, 'Ifeoma, you can have Ikenta to yourself. I don't really need him.' I see now. Ifunaya, you truly have good taste for men." The next morning, before the first cock crowed, Ifeoma rose quietly from her mat. The sky was still dark and the village slept. She moved to her sister and gently woke Ifunaya, reminding her that they needed to fetch water early if they hoped to join the other girls at the festival dance rehearsals on time. Still heavy with sleep, Ifunaya agreed. Together, the twins wrapped themselves and set off toward the river, their footsteps soft against the cold earth. The river greeted them with mist and silence. Canoes rested lazily along the bank, and the water flowed gently, unaware of the thoughts one of them carried that morning. As they began fetching water, Ifeoma moved with careful intention. At the right moment, threw her wrapper and allowed it to slip quietly into the river. The current caught it immediately, carrying it farther and farther away. She waited. When the cloth had drifted a good distance, Ifeoma suddenly cried out, drawing Ifunaya's attention to the wrapper, as though she had only just noticed it. She panicked, lamenting loudly that it was gone. Her precious wrapper was gone.
Then, Ifunaya began to plead that it should be left alone, that it was too far, that it was dangerous, that they should forget it and return home. But Ifeoma would not listen. She remembered how much she loved that wrapper. Moved by concern and sisterly care, Ifunaya agreed that it should be retrieved. Determined, Ifeoma led the way to one of the canoes resting by the bank. Then Ifunaya sat in front. Ifeoma paddled into the river, following the drifting cloth. The farther she went, the more the village disappeared behind them. It was then, surrounded by water and distance, that Ifeoma's heart finally found its voice. As the canoe moved deeper into the river, Ifunaya began to pour out years of bitterness she had buried beneath silence. Years of standing beside her twin, yet never being chosen. Years of watching smiles, gifts, and love pass her by. Years of swallowing jealousy and calling it patience.
You took everything from me, right from the belly. Why must I stay ugly forever? Are we not supposed to share the looks? I'm not letting it go this time around.
Mina, please, your sisters, don't do this to me. Do not hide them.
I joined them already. I joined them when you stole Mama's love from me. I joined them when you stole his attention from me.
Please, I never wanted this. I'm sorry if I've hurt you, I swear.
Jump in, or I push you down there myself.
Ifunaya struggled, her arms flailing as the current dragged her down. Between gasps, she cried out, pleading for her sister to save her, asking why her own blood would do such a thing. But Ifeoma only watched. Her face was stiff, her heart hardened by years of jealousy. She did not stretch out a hand, she only turned away, leaving the river to decide her sister's fate. When Ifeoma returned home, the sun had risen fully. Her wrapper was damp, her face unreadable. Their mother, Njideka, noticed immediately. "Where is your sister? Didn't you go to the river together?" "Mama, she said she was going to meet some girls on the way back. I don't know where she went." Njideka's heart tightened. "But that is unlike Ifunaya now. She wouldn't leave without telling me." "Maybe she went to rehearsals early," Ifeoma added. Njideka looked unconvinced. Fear crept into her voice. "My spirit is not at rest," she added. But Ifeoma said nothing more. Many years before that tragic morning, Okiko village was known for its beauty. Every woman was graceful, admired, and radiant, until the day a pregnant widow was accused of killing her husband. The women of Okiko gathered against her. Without proof, without mercy, they humiliated her. They shaved her head completely bald. They smeared her body with a foul-smelling black substance and mocked her until she collapsed in shame. As she lay dying, the widow lifted her weak voice and cursed the women of Okiko. She declared that just as they stripped her of dignity, their daughters would be stripped of beauty, that every girl born from the womb of Okiko would be ugly from birth, bald, dark, until true repentance was made. She took her last breath, and from that day forward, the curse lived on. That same morning, Ifunaya was pushed into the river. A fisherman named Ekene from a neighboring village had gone out early to fish. Suddenly, his net felt unusually heavy. Struggling with all his strength, he pulled it up, only to be shocked by what he saw. Entangled in his net was a very beautiful young woman, barely alive. He rushed her home, where his mother cleaned her wounds and cared for her patiently. Days passed. Slowly, Ifunaya regained consciousness. Back in Okiko, panic continued to spread since the morning Ifunaya went missing. Chike, Njideka, the king's guards, and village men searched the forests, rivers, and paths day after day. Nothing. After 7 days, the king ordered that Ifunaya's burial be conducted according to tradition. Njideka pleaded, insisting she could still feel her daughter's heart beating somewhere. Her cries were ignored. A burial was performed. 14 days later, Ekene walked into Okiko, holding Ifunaya's hand. Screams erupted. Some villagers ran, believing they had seen a ghost. Ifeoma screamed louder than anyone, insisting it was impossible, that Ifunaya was dead, that it must be a trick. Njideka collapsed in tears as she held her daughter. Ifunaya was taken to the king's palace, where she told everyone the truth, how her sister pushed her into the river. Ifeoma tried to deny it, but under serious interrogation, when asked where she went that morning, why she expressed so much shock more than anyone else upon seeing Ifunaya alive, and why fear filled her voice, she broke down. She confessed. She begged for mercy. Ifeoma was punished severely. She was isolated and given a small hut at the edge of the village. No one was allowed to greet her, no one could buy from her or sell to her. The loneliness broke her spirit. Unable to bear the punishment, she fled to another village. There, everyone was beautiful, except her. She finally felt the pains of being different for the first time in her life, but no one mocked her. She lived the rest of her life in regret. When Ifunaya turned 25, the traditional rites to lift the curse from Okiko women were finally performed. From that day on, every girl child born in Okiko was different. The village rejoiced, forgiveness was sought, and Ikene returned to take his bride Ifunaya back with him. They were married happily. Moral lesson: jealousy destroys faster. What you wish upon others may return to judge you. And no curse lasts forever where truth, repentance, and love are found. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to support this channel. Like and drop a comment.